Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of the Greenlight Weekend. As always, my name is Brian Nystrom. If this is your first time listening, thank you for giving us a shot. If you're back for more, you know you're fucking family to us. We love you, motherfuckers. If you've listened before, you know that the Greenlight Weekend podcast is sponsored by Dead Room Comedy. Dead Room Comedy is a production company and comedy group based in Denver, Colorado. Check out their website, deadroomcomedy.com, where you can subscribe to weekly one-liners, where you can get an email every Monday with original jokes to laugh through the work week. Also, check them out at Dead Room Comedy on Instagram and Facebook, where you can find sketches, stand-up clips, and find out when live shows will resume. We have a very special guest for you this week. He is one of the three members of the Whiskey Reel podcast, and if you saw the Whiskey Reel Greenlight Weekend collab, especially our episode, you know that last time this did not go as smoothly as it did this time. Last time, everybody was fucking hammered except Sean Moe, and me and our guest today, Aaron Brandis, damn near got into fisticuffs. Not quite. I feel like we were still playful, but we were right on the verge of getting in a scrap. But that's alcohol for you. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? But this time we had a very fun, peaceful conversation. It was the first time that Aaron met David Oakley, and goddamn did they have good chemistry. They are a couple of chatty Cathys. I wouldn't be surprised if they start their own podcast, just the two of them, because I did not talk that much. But it was nice. It was nice not to have to talk that much. You know, sometimes talking is just to keep the conversation going or whatever. And when I have a guest on, the whole point is to present the guest and the guest point of view. Obviously, it's mixed with ours and whatever. But it was a fucking beautiful podcast. I hope you guys enjoy it. It was more serious than I thought it would be. I really thought we were going to talk hip-hop and get into a bunch of other shit, but we really didn't. We kept it a very civil conversation about the times. We talked, you know, a little bit of music. It's hard to remember what we talked on air and off air, you know, because it was such just a stream of consciousness going on, and we had a really good time. So without further ado, I hope you guys go check out the Whiskey Reel podcast, especially if you like this episode. If you like the sound of Aaron Brandis' voice, trust me, so does he. And if you go listen to the Whiskey Reel, you will hear plenty of it. But yeah, I love the Whiskey Reel. I shout him out every week. I love David Oakley. He's moving to Atlanta in 2.5 months, so I'm trying to squeeze every drop out of him. Yes, that is sexual. And I love Ethan Esparza and the Chava People for the intro, outro music, the music during the breaks. Big shout out to them. I love them. This song is called Wake Up. This is the only place you can hear this right now. It is a Greenlight Weekend exclusive for the moment, and god damn, I feel fucking special to have it. I'm going to stop blabbering on. I love you guys. I hope you enjoy episode 107 with my homie from the Whiskey Reel, Aaron Brandis. I hate wasn't ready for a bigger step. Pull the trigger next. Somebody coming at your neck. I could have died today. That's why I'm smoking cigarettes and got precision set of skills and imagination, creations, innovating with motivation. I'm chasing my goals. Giants that I be racing. I'ma stride through the finish like a 6'5" Jamaican. Beating my chest like yeah. What my name is. Ink on my chest. What my homie spray painting. Summer day smoke escape. PlayStation. He looking down on me and I can't stay patient. What's up, guys? Welcome to this week's episode of the Greenlight Weekend. I'm your host, Brian Nystrom. To my left is co-host David Oakley, and sitting across the table from me is our guest of the week.
What up?
Mr. Antonio Branderas.
Yes, sir.
Aaron Brandis, as the real world knows him.
Thank
nice
you,
to
man.
meet you, man.
Thank you, man.
Nice
Good to meet you.
dude.
I know, Brian. It seems like rarely have we had a sober conversation.
Yeah,
So this is going to be the first sober. Well, it probably won't end that way, but
yeah, we'll see where
Well,
it
you're
goes.
sober.
we're gonna start off that way.
Yeah,
Hey,
10
dude.
months ago, we were in here. We did an episode of your podcast, which was relatively
Oh,
coherent.
man.
They had an outline. You know, it was
Yeah.
shit they wanted to talk about. And then we did our podcast. And by then, that bottle of tequila was gone.
Oh my God, you still have the bottle.
Yeah, man.
That's
that
awesome.
was a special night for me.
Dude, will
Dude,
you turn
I'll
my headphones up, please?
Yeah.
I cannot hear you guys at all.
Dude, I
Thank
will tell you that
Perfect. Thank you.
we used to, on the old whiskey reeler over there, the riskiest of wheels, what we used to do is we used to, for the sake of time and everybody's schedule, we thought we'd be really smart and do 2 shows back to back and then spread it out 2 weeks, and that way we'd only need to meet twice a month instead of 4 times a month.
Uh-huh.
Well, when you're the whiskey reel
and
and you're drinking, it just devolved into the biggest of shit shows.
Part 2 was always just pure savagery.
Oh, it was just so
beautiful.
bad and crying.
They're just
and
talking
screaming
shit about a
and-
movie or whatever.
Yeah, just like ex-wives and it just disintegrated.
That's when I
into-
got to know you guys. Is those drunken moments.
Yeah.
Luckily, Sean has wiped out the first half of our catalog. So one of these days,
No, he
we're
did?
gonna archive those because I mean.
It's
through,
history.
Through the years, we're just trying to go, okay, we want to put out our best foot forward, but there's definitely some incriminating bad things that took place.
Ours too.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't release
right?
the first episode we did because it was just
Unreleasable.
throwing people under the bus by name. Just like, fuck this motherfucker.
Yeah.
We listened back like, there's nothing we could use.
There's
Like,
nothing. I'm just going to talk shit about my boss.
Dude, we did
Yeah.
an episode with our friend Diego, who you probably
You know Diego.
would know, I imagine.
Oh, Fresco?
Yeah,
Dougie Fresh.
man, dude, that was
Jesus.
unreleasable, bro.
He
unreleasable.
is-
It
that
was
man,
great. It
he
was
is-
the best episode.
It was a great night.
I wish people could see it.
As my
can't.
girlfriend calls me, you're a beautiful idiot. And that is Mr. Fresco.
He killed last Monday at the open mic.
Did he?
He also brought 12 people, which I appreciated.
That's
Fuck
what's
yeah,
up.
dude. He wore a muumuu 2
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Sounds
he
about
wore,
right.
Yep. He
It's
wore
better
a
than-
muumuu with like this like Southern ladies, like straw hat type of thing, dude.
That was the night he killed. He
Yeah,
didn't do
I
that
miss-
great this
yeah.
last week, but that night he fucking killed.
And that's recorded.
I liked this shit this past week, but I also missed the muumuu.
He is.
No,
he
he-
is. He was actually involved when I first got onto the whiskey reel. It was Hans Hollenbeck and Dougie Fresh and Bobby Noyes, and it was kind of they were
Oh,
there.
okay.
So I walked on as kind of a hey, this guy's kind of cool. You want to jump on? We did a Beetlejuice episode because we used to play movies in the background and basically comment on the movie as it happens.
Okay.
And use that as jumping off points. We used to do that on our iteration
Yeah.
too. We stopped doing that. We just felt it kind of wasn't going where we wanted. But anyway, there would be Doug is a funny fucking man.
Unbelievably.
He would be cracking me up, and it would just be a bunch of everybody trying to like out
Talk
jerk
each
each
other.
other off. You
Right,
know,
right,
which
right.
is great for us in a room when we're fucking hammered or high, but for an audience, like hearing us just bullshit each other's gets a little tedious.
Dude, that
Dude.
dude's like just as funny. Like, I mean, I would actually go as far as saying he's funnier off stage. Like when you're just having
Right.
when you're just sitting there bullshitting with Diego, dude, he has you cracking up. Like, I mean, his sets are awesome, and I laughed. Like I was almost in tears. Like this past Monday watching it, I liked his jokes. But dude, he's just like that always. Like
He's-
Diego's one of those people that's like unintentionally always on.
He's
Like, he's really
intrinsically
good.
funny.
Yeah,
he's just a
yes.
naturally
Just
funny
naturally.
human being.
Yes, yes.
And sometimes like that doesn't like you guys are comedians, and I think anybody who's trying to be Mr. Funny Guy has always went, man, I should put a 5 minutes together, or whatever. I knew. Into my life, as many times people said, man, you should get up on stage, and doing theater and stuff my whole life and music my whole life. I knew where to stay in my lane. Like being funny and being a comedian are two different things.
Right, you're right.
I've met comedians that off stage were the most dry, fucking plastered
Sad.
drywall. Well, I think all comedians are sad, but that's just my
You're right.
opinion.
A little bit.
You gotta be tortured and pained to be a good comedian. In my opinion.
You're not wrong, man.
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask you because I have listened to your podcast and I've laughed out loud at a lot of things you said. I was going to ask you, you never tried comedy, huh?
None of us have.
Oh, okay.
So it's Bobby Noyes, Sean Moriarty, and myself.
Yeah.
And Bobby's went up a couple times from what I understand.
Oh, has he? Okay,
so
cool.
between three of us, we have 2 open mic stints. So now, I mean, I think we're better. I know I am personally. I'm so much better when I'm able to talk to somebody and feel that energy bounce back and forth,
Right.
rather than this is my thoughts on a particular topic. And
Right. And
you
they
know,
could
did
or-
you ever notice? You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
That's what Dave does.
He does that.
Yep, that's
So
me.
you're just a
I do a great
shitty Seinfeld.
I know. I do
That's
a great
exactly what
Seinfeld. No.
If you saw Seinfeld's last special, he doesn't even do a good
Yeah, he
Seinfeld
doesn't.
anymore.
That's real.
So I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Did you see that last
I
one?
watched it. I didn't hate it, dude.
I-
you might hate
you know,
me for not
I was
hating
so
it.
bored.
Sean said the same thing. He
I
said
did not hate it at all.
Jerry was very much. If you're a fan of Seinfeld, you would have enjoyed that hour he did. It felt
maybe-
to me like it was just so unchallenging.
No, it seemed
Right.
It was
just
so
weak as
vanilla.
fuck. Yeah.
I mean, he's
Well,
vanilla
he
anyway.
is vanilla.
but,
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
I was surprised he said shit. I was
Dude.
taken aback.
You read my mind right
I
there.
think
Right?
everybody.
Yeah.
Was that
did a
his
little
that was his big Chris Rock
yeah.
moment, huh?
I know, but
Exactly.
still somehow I thought, like, I mean, it surprised me. I thought it was actually a little bit funnier than I thought it was going to be.
It was better than Dr. Ken Jeong's.
Oh
Well,
my god.
dude, that's
That
not hard.
bummed me
The
the
only
fuck
thing,
out.
the only thing that's
Ooh.
not better than Dr. Ken Jeong's is Rob Schneider's.
I haven't seen
Oh,
it.
I
I've
wouldn't
heard.
even watch. I wouldn't even watch
No,
that one.
I have to watch that because I've heard like within comedy circles, especially podcasts and like New York guys, they are torching that special. I haven't heard it yet, but it's
Dude,
supposed to be.
have you seen the
so-
trailer?
That's what I mean.
Dude, just watch the trailer and you're like,
Dude, you guys should actually. You guys should play the trailer on this. Just find it,
Yeah.
and cut it in, just
All
to
right.
torture
yeah,
everybody.
extra work,
Maybe.
Brian.
Yeah, hell yeah. Brian loves extra work.
Extra work.
It is a
But,
trailer,
yeah,
so we have the rights
the
to it.
Oh well. Yeah.
So I'm curious because I'm not, again, obviously not being a stage comedian guy. We're just three morons who like to drink and talk shit. But what's it like right now? And like I know obviously COVID is COVID. We don't need to go down that road by virtue of what you guys do being out. But what do you think? I know Durango is starting to pick up some pretty decent steam by virtue of its comedy scene.
Dude, there's not a small town like Durango in the country.
Right.
I would put money on. Like
I'd agree with you, dude.
a
I
town
mean,
this size, we have 3 mics this week, and me and Dave are doing a show in Cortez on Saturday.
and we're opening up for somebody that I saw March like 11th or 12th of this year,
Right
right
before.
in Denver, right
Wow.
before at the Improv, and I saw him crush. Like he opened up for Godfrey, which is,
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
like
Godfrey's-
not being racial. It's just mostly a black crowd, and this is a chubby, white, nerdy-looking dude
Perfect.
that fucking crushed. I'm so excited to be able to say
And
I
he's
opened
in
for him.
Cortez.
He'll be in Cortez.
Well,
what
because
is in Cortez?
Well,
that you
my-
private property that's big
my
enough
business-
to
Fuck
social
yeah!
distance.
So you're going. See, that's the new thing, right?
Yeah.
Kreischer's doing it. All the guys over the Gas Digital Network guys, like Luis Gomez and Big J Okerson, they're all doing those like
that Royer,
you know, give me-
Royerston or Royersford, Pennsylvania gig. It's like an outdoor gig.
yeah,
that
where
all
they
those
bring
guys,
sand and fucking onto
That's
the.
right. Yes. Fucking Big J got pulled off the stage
Fuck
there.
yeah,
You heard
dude.
about that?
Lot of
dude?
tweak,
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah,
Lot
so
of tweak in Pennsylvania.
The reason why he's coming to Cortez is
Cold.
because my business partner with Comic Uprising, for now, I'm leaving the business, but we're still on very good terms, like
Good.
her and I. But like she is from Cortez, and she, man, like she's just like a go-getter. Like she's an divorce attorney, go-getter. Like
Yikes.
her whole mantra is, they can only tell me no. So she asks she gets to know all these fucking
Right.
people, you know, like that are a little bit bigger up in the scene, and then asks them to come, and then
That's
you
what's
know,
up.
to our surprise, sometimes they say yes.
Dude.
So we got this guy coming this weekend.
It's
dude.
a new paradigm for comedy. I mean, there's a
pretty
lot
amazing.
of people that it used to be if you didn't get a spot at the store, the Improv, and you couldn't get a
Uh-huh.
headliner, like you just struggled. And now people are realizing, especially with the need for entertainment, if you have an open facility, a PA, if you can get a temporary
right.
alcohol license, which is super easy to procure,
That's right.
If you can get all of the, make it BYOB,
That's what we're doing.
and then charge people $30 for a big long lineup.
Right.
Call it a day, dude.
Right,
Like
right.
you know, that's what's up, man. That's
kind
the
of what
future.
we've been doing. I mean, like we did-
Chappelle, fucking
Oh,
granted,
Chappelle.
it's at his house.
Right.
Yeah, I know. Dude, that's like they call it comedy camp. Or
Yeah,
something.
where they
Dude.
you get the invite.
You gotta
to
get
Chappelle's
invited.
and
Yeah,
get on
you
the
got-
jet.
It's weird that
Yeah.
it looks like a wedding. You know what I mean?
It's in a
straight up
gazebo and
wedding
shit.
venue.
I don't
For
care
sure.
what it looks like. If Chappelle's there, I'm in, dude.
Well,
like
obviously.
that dude.
Imagine seeing like him and Hart and Burr and fucking just in
Yeah.
a row where
Even
you're like,
Louis,
you gotta be
even
fucking
Louis went out
kidding me.
there. Yeah.
That must be just imagine the murderer's row, dude. Like when a guy like Burr is like shaking in his boots because there's just
Right.
fucking
Dude,
assassins.
that's a
Well, and
great way to look
everybody's
at it. Yeah.
rusty.
Well, granted,
Everybody's-
and everybody's working out new material too.
Well,
on
you
top
have
of it,
to
you know?
because old shit, like,
Well, they know
just
your old
doesn't
shit.
matter.
They know
Well,
it too.
well,
Everybody
when-
knows your shit.
When you're
Yeah.
at that level, especially,
yeah.
like you know, like I fucking went because do you know who Sam? Have you heard of Sam Talent? He wrote this book called Running the Light recently that's been
Amazing
getting a
book.
lot of play.
Okay.
Like Doug Stanhope, Ron White have been promoting the shit out of it.
Nice.
Kyle Kinane did the
Uh-huh.
forward for it.
I like Kinane.
Dude, it's an amazing book. And so my partner and I brought him to town last weekend, and I got to open for him Friday and
That's
Saturday.
awesome. Hell yeah.
And then he was on Burtcast yesterday.
yeah.
He was on Burtcast yesterday.
Nice.
I'm like, dude, this dude is fucking blowing up. Like, I
That's
mean,
killer.
it's really cool.
But
like,
there's nowhere to do comedy in the big cities, so he came here.
So that's why,
Amazing,
like,
right?
We did an outdoor show together last weekend, actually at Diego's old house. It was like 8 people in the crowd, and it was that guy Sam Talent, Nathan Lund, myself, and Kate McLaughlin. Another local, well, she moved to Denver now.
Well, I worked with her brother. It's the famous McLaughlin
Everybody
Empire.
knows
Oh
Kate,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you know
Well,
them?
I worked with her brother,
And then
who's
her
now
mom's
in
the
Santa
famous
Fe. She's a senator,
senator,
ex-senator,
Or was it
former senator. Right?
Okay, all
Barbara,
right.
Barbara McLaughlin.
Barbara
right?
McLaughlin. Yeah.
Dude, I know important
It's cra-
people.
Yeah, you
Fuck,
clearly
dude.
do. I'm not
I
saying
can
you
read.
don't. Hey, dude, I'm leaving this place. I don't care about.
By the way,
this
why
place.
are you leaving?
I mean, kind of
If I can ask.
partially. Yeah, of course, dude. I mean, partially it's because, well, I mean, a big reason is family is back there. A lot of family, like my wife and I both have family on the East Coast. Mine are in Atlanta, and then hers are in South Florida. But also, I've kind of, I mean, I don't know how to say this without it sound douchey, but I'm going to just say it. Like, I can't really
Progress more.
advance anymore in comedy here. I've
That doesn't
pretty
sound
much
douchey.
like gotten as like I can't do much
Sure.
more. Like, and
You
so
could write better jokes, but yeah.
I always can write better
Clearly.
jokes. Yeah, and I will always work on that. You fucking asshole. No, but like, I mean, I'm ready to go back to like a bigger scene and start like kind of at the bottom again,
Now-
dude. That's what I think I should do.
Now, with that being said, assuming, I don't know if you guys how far down the rabbit hole you guys have gotten on the whole perspective of when America gets back to whatever the new normal will be. But by earliest estimation, from what I understand, even if we were to have some sort of miracle vaccine, which I have definitive thoughts about, they're saying that even if things progress the way they are at a high rate of speed, we're probably not looking until the third quarter of next year
Jesus
for things to
Christ.
kind of
No,
get
that-
back to a sense of. But what you're saying, the comedy clubs, baseball stadiums are going to be the last places that are going to open.
Sure.
So I'm that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Are you taking that into consideration with your
100%.
move?
And the reason why, couple reasons. Like one, like if Durango, like he said, we're doing 3 open mics this week, and then we got a like actual showcase this weekend. If Durango can do that, then I'm pretty sure like Atlanta is gonna be able to have like more open mic opportunities to where I can go up more. And that was just my thought initially. But then I talked to somebody that I used to work with back in Atlanta, and he does comedy there, and he said the open mics, like, they're coming back slowly.
Right.
So, and I'm not moving till December, so I'm thinking, like,
You got a
by,
little bit of time.
by
Yeah,
December.
I mean, at least we'll have a little bit of a. If we haven't went and devolved into full outright civil war by then, which could definitely happen.
Shit. Yeah, no kidding.
That literally could happen. But if that doesn't happen,
But the thing is, like, my train of thought was like, if I can get out there, if I only do 1 or 2 mics a week, what am I going to do? I'm going to be performing in front of the complete opposite demographic of
Harder
people,
crowds.
and I'm going to be performing in front of like tougher crowds, and like I will see how my shit translates. Like, yes, I know what works out here, but I'll be able to find out if it works out there, and I'll start knowing a little bit sooner what to work
Sure.
on and how to
course.
develop my act, so I there's a lot of variables that take place, but I do think, yeah, maybe I won't be able to go up 5-6 times a week like I want to yet, like
course.
you used to be able to in Atlanta, but like
did they have a good, pretty vibrant comedy scene? prior?
yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They did. I mean, one of our comedy clubs, the Punchline, it did get closed down, but there's still the Laughing Skull in Atlanta, and even though where my wife and I plan on moving is just about 10 minutes down the road from there.
Right.
So, and then I'm gonna try and get a job there. Actually, I don't know if it's a good idea, like for money,
But I mean, that's the best way to get a spot, right?
But
Yeah,
then,
it's not
but
a
then
money play.
I can meet
Right.
people though. Yeah.
100%.
And then and then I'll start, like, I figure the sooner I go, the sooner I'll know how my material does work in the place where I'm from. Because
sure.
I've only done it in this white bread ass town, dude.
But
like
I think
fucking Pleasantville
It is
looking place.
so white.
Like, it's unbelievable, dude. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I
mean,
think Atlanta will be
Where
better
are you
for
from
you.
again, dude?
I'm an LA boy, man.
Okay, cool.
I'm born and bred I'm a Valley kid. I was born in Hollywood.
So you're used to
I'm-
culture.
I'm used to people that don't look like me.
That's right.
It was one of the weirdest culture shocks to move out here for the exact opposite reason that people always ask. They're like, "What's that like?" Oh, that must be different. And I mean, work's the same. You know, my drive to work is a lot prettier than it was in LA and a lot
100%.
shorter. But what I do for a living is what you do for a living in Atlanta or fucking St. Croix or wherever you go.
Yeah.
That being said, there's a huge vacuum of culture, and there are people here. You know, I mean, my buddy Brian belongs to a club. They're the 108 Club. There's 108 people of color in this. In Durango.
Is that a fact?
And they got and there's now when I say people in color, I'm not using Native Americans and Mexican, but I know we used to have a joke like you got to keep the quota. If somebody leaves, you got to bring in another one. But my girlfriend's black, and she's one, and I always joke.
A woman of color.
She's famously a woman of color. But it's that was one of the hardest things to reconcile here. So I could imagine being from Atlanta. Being from
one of
LA,
the blackest places.
There's a vibe, there's a certain energy in the air that you miss when you're not around.
Yeah.
You know, when you can't go out and get Ethiopian food, when you can't go out and catch a comedy act of a completely diverse racial makeup.
Yeah,
you're nailing it.
You're
You're
getting
nailing
all white
it.
people.
Yeah,
you are exactly nailing it. That's
tough.
exactly like, I mean, I told somebody the other day, dude, I about creamed in my pants the other day when I realized I could go to Waffle House whenever I want when I move back.
You're so white.
Oh
my God.
I'm not.
So you want to move back to Atlanta because you want to go to a Waffle House? You savage.
It's the principle. It's the fact that I can go.
Why, you're tired of the same 6 restaurants you've been going to for years?
I hate this food here, dude. I'm sorry. It's bland. It's really bland.
Look, I mean, I'm in the industry. I totally understand what you say. And COVID has brought this out in spades. I don't know if you feel the same way. There's a point now where, okay, pre-COVID, it felt like when the question is asked, whether it's your girlfriend or your buddy or whatever, where do you want to go to eat tonight?
It's the worst.
It used to be, that was a great question to ask.
Yeah.
I had a lot of answers.
Right.
Wherever you want.
I don't have any answers now.
Right.
I go through my mental checklist of places down Maine or here or there, and I'm like, I don't want to eat anything. And it's not any sort of like bashing the quality of the food for some of the restaurants, because there are restaurants here I genuinely enjoy.
Yeah.
Others can go eat a giant bag of rancid dicks.
Yeah.
But for the ones I enjoy, I really enjoy them. But it's like I can't eat that again.
Yeah, you've
And
had the
COVID
same
has
shit
just
for years.
Been blowing me out, man. And so
Yeah.
I've re-sparked my, I started back of the house as cooking. That's where I kind of came up in the industry. So I've been re-sparking that and trying to, but I've already made every fucking cuisine known to man through this. We need to end this soon.
Dude, I'm sick of it.
It's the worst.
I'm
It's
so
I
sick.
guess
I've just been getting hammered.
Yeah, I think
Me too.
I was
Seriously, I don't know what to do.
6 months.
Fucking A right. Dude, tell me how gnarly were the first 3 weeks.
So
I almost
aggressive.
died.
Oh, yeah.
I almost died.
Yeah, dude.
It was bad.
God, that's so weird. I was the exact opposite.
Really?
The beginning of COVID, I remember, dude.
Yeah,
Like, you
Dave-
know.
Were you all
I like-
scared and shit?
No,
No,
I
Dave
was-
started getting
fuck no.
unemployment, and he was like,
I'm
I'm going to exercise.
I was like, I'm going to use this time to better myself. I told myself that.
What a chomo.
I know, I'm
It was
an
like 9
idiot.
days.
I'm an idiot. I'm gay. Whatever. I get it. No, it wasn't. It was like 60 days. And I
You
still
were not
drank.
sober for... Okay.
No, I
was
drank.
Like, you were
No,
not
no.
sober for
You
60
weren't just
days.
getting fucking
But
pasted.
what I'm
right,
saying is this. I went from drinking conductor to I started buying Kolsch.
There you
You
go.
guys get the
No,
reference.
that is that is going from fucking double buck to natty ice.
Yes,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and then
you're good.
in addition, eating healthy, and then
Good for you.
and hiking every day. I did that at the beginning of COVID. As soon as I started working back at Steamworks again,
Dude,
and that conductor
That'll
came
get you, brother.
a-flowing.
That
Yeah, the
conductor
jobs
will
steal
fuck
your
your
soul.
life up.
well,
You
the
ain't
jobs
wrong,
steal
dude.
your soul. They
I know.
like. I used to have a joke that like a bad day at work just hits Control-Alt-Delete on all your goals.
Right.
You know, because
No,
you
for
wake
sure.
up and you're like, when I get off work, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. If you have a shitty day, it's like, where's the whiskey? I'm
Yeah.
not doing shit.
And that's the problem.
because I got to do that shit tomorrow.
There's no. The hardest saying I know is people. This is why I believe strongly in making these little cute, definitive plans in the future. Whether it's I'm going to take 2 days to go to Salida, whether it's I'm going to go do this. It's just little lights at the end of tunnels that keeps us as humans going.
100%.
When
Yes.
you black out that tunnel for extended periods of time, we self-destruct. We're very fucking masochistic animals.
Yeah,
we
dude.
beat the shit out of our, especially you guys are comedians. I'm a fucking musician. Like we're just we've got a little tiny darkness in our soul. And if you allow that darkness to fester because you have no outlet, no light at the end of the tunnel per se, you're going to fucking start doing bad stuff to yourself. No stage time.
If it wasn't for the Starlight letting us fucking do mics there,
fuck yeah.
who knows where I would have been.
Hell yeah,
mentally.
Matt. I love you, Matt.
I love Matt.
Matt, give me back my credit card, you prick.
That's our homie, dude.
Yeah.
What kind of music do you make, dude?
I know. I'm there every weekend because I got to go back there every other weekend to get my debit card. I did back in the day. I had a band. We toured around. We actually first time in Colorado I ever came here was on doing tours.
What kind of band? Like what genre?
I did. It was kind of that Tooley, Deftones sort of style.
Okay.
That was all the rage.
Did
in
you
the
open
late
for
90s.
anybody cool?
We opened for the biggest band. We opened for the Angry Samoans, which is an old punk band.
Yeah.
Fantastic name.
But such a good name.
Were they all fat?
That was in Santa Fe. No, they were old. At that point, it wasn't a pretty
Were
set.
they Samoan?
None of them were Samoan. Nor angry.
You couldn't do that these days.
Nor angry.
See?
Yeah, dude, that's like blackface nowadays.
Dude, I'm telling you, you can't.
What?
No, you can't call yourself anything nowadays.
Nope.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, the world is not fun anymore.
What do you guys think about this? We were talking about this a little bit on the reel, but what do you guys think about all these comedians bouncing and moving out of like? LA was such a mecca, especially with the store coming back to life.
Yep.
But Rogan's in Austin. Theo Vaughn is in Tennessee. Josh Wolf's gone. Fucking Diaz is in New Jersey.
Dude.
And more are coming.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot recently because
Yeah.
Dave's leaving. Dave's a good friend of mine. Like a big part of comedy is the hang, right?
Of course.
You know?
It's your boys.
And I'm losing one of my fucking boys for the hang.
Yeah.
But I need to move on too, like within the next year.
Are you thinking
maybe.
of bouncing?
Oh, yeah. Probably like 18 months. I was going to move to Phoenix in December before COVID.
We both,
they were
we
too.
both were. We both were.
Sucker.
Yeah, but I think the great thing about this for me is the comedy scene is just by virtue of what's happening spreading. It's not just these two central hubs anymore.
Yeah, it's
There's
not
gonna
New York
be
and
more
LA.
options.
Right.
See, that's
because before that, your only option, it's like, what's the step I'm going to take before New York? What's the step I'm going to take before
Exactly.
LA? Because you want to be good by the time you get there.
Yeah,
People say you want to work, whatever, but any given night in New York, you're doing a shitty set. Somebody meaningful could be there watching you.
Fucked.
And you're bombing, you know.
Now,
like,
granted, everybody bombs. I mean, that's
right,
part of the
but
deal,
you
right?
want to put your best foot forward.
100%.
And I'm a 18-month comic with Corona. Like,
exactly.
You got Corona?
Yeah, dude, I got Corona.
Oh,
now
fuck
do
yeah,
you,
Rona.
Now you do too.
Hey, I've
No,
been
but
looking for you,
I
Rona.
was going to say kind of a similar thing. I actually don't think it's bad for comedy at all. I think it might be a good thing. I mean,
I think it'll
all
change
right,
the paradigm
but for like
of
a
what
fucked up reason
it
though.
is.
Like the fucked up thing is that like people all follow these dudes that are all like moving from LA out to here. Like,
right.
like I don't know. I what I think is it can spread the what's the word I'm looking for?
Just the wealth?
Just the knowledge. Just
Yeah.
the knowledge of the comedy scene
Sure.
by these people going to these smaller towns and stuff. Like
100%.
it can build it. You know, I mean, it sucks that it takes these bigger guys like going there. You know, and I'm sure they all have small scenes themselves, but like I think it can make it blow up on the East Coast a little bit more.
Well, I think especially with the advent, obviously, of being able to self-promote rather than having clubs give you the christening
Right.
based on like, oh, we're going to give you a headliner. Now is that you can go to that. Like a guy like I'm a real big fan of Andrew Schulz.
Me too.
Same, dude.
For the reason, I mean, he's obviously fucking really funny and smart guy, but the way he built his business model,
Self-promo king.
He's the first.
But you don't have to necessarily go down the traditional routes anymore.
Yeah.
You can be in fucking Des Moines, Iowa, and fucking do whatever you want to do.
That's right.
Out of that, get yourself out on YouTube, get some,
I think it should be called the Andrew Schulz model because I mean he's
the guy fucking killed it.
The first person. He's practically a pioneer into YouTube, is what he is. Like he's like
How he
fuck
did it.
Netflix, fuck Amazon. Like I'm gonna do it myself.
And he
dude.
gave all free product, and
And
he
look at
just
him.
basically said, if you like this 7-minute clip, you'll come see me tonight at blah, blah, blah.
It does help how funny he is, though.
Well, the
it
guy's a
does.
fucking
He's a
like,
master.
That crowd work special. Honestly, one of my favorite things I've ever watched. Dude.
He's really
He's
good.
really
yeah,
good.
yeah, he is.
There was
really
a while
good.
I was saying that he was my favorite comic. Honestly, it kind of
And then you were like,
grew
I'm
old
sick of
on
him.
me. It got,
Yeah.
yeah, I was.
But when you watch him every day, and you
Well,
have
of
the
course.
ability to,
'Cause
because
he
he
does-
puts out that much content.
Dude,
Yeah.
well, I mean, even sometimes like his podcast he does with Akash, I enjoy
Flagrant
2. I enjoy it, but it does. It gets very what Bobby likes to call it gets inside baseball. Where if you don't know that
Yes.
scene and those people, it doesn't really touch you.
Well, yeah.
But that's what that podcast is supposed to be, is
Totally.
for that group of people.
Yeah.
It's also
And if-
stupid little things too that bug me about him. It's like every time he does a punchline, he has to do the Dave Chappelle slap of the mic on the leg.
Oh, yeah,
like,
he does that,
Like,
too.
come on, you don't
That's
have to
his
do
too.
it every time, dude.
Yeah,
like,
Chappelle's
like-
also up on stage talking for 6 hours, so he can do
well,
whatever the
Chappelle, I
fuck
don't
he
give a
wants to do.
fuck about. But when Andrew Schulz does
Yeah,
it
yeah.
6 times in 10 minutes, I'm like, come on, dude. Like,
But it's awesome to
but
think
he's still funny.
if
dude.
you
Like,
can, if you guys get together, a really strong 45 minutes or something, and you have a friend
That
of
sounds
yours,
impossible.
everybody knows somebody who does some sort of video something.
Mm-hmm.
You get somebody in your life that that can do that. You can literally put together a special, edit it, put it out on YouTube for free, and sell merchandise.
Dude, I'm
it's
thinking-
that fucking easy.
I'm thinking
now. It's crazy.
15.
yeah.
Just
like
a strong,
tight 15.
not even like a
Drop
full,
that.
not even like a full special set.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
not
so
even
much
ready
more
for that.
likely to. Me neither. But you're so
Yeah.
much more likely to get more eyes. Like, I don't know how
Oh,
you
you're
feel, but
saying-
when I see a 45-minute anything on YouTube, I'm like, look at the time, like, not
Depends
tonight.
who. Depends who.
Yeah.
Like,
For sure.
It really does. Like,
Oh, if it's Chappelle, if I went there
Right,
for it,
right, right.
that's different.
It's-
Well,
yeah.
even like, I mean, I put on, it's an older one from several years ago, but the Comedy Central just released Big J special.
I just saw it too.
His hour special.
I loved
the
it. I watched the whole thing.
Dude, the first time I checked the time, it was 30 minutes in
Yeah.
out of 42 minutes.
Well, and that's
like,
a-
because that was Jay. That was Big J, like,
That's
just
a legit,
killing it.
legit
dude.
guy,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
whereas the other guy on his show, I got through 5 minutes of his special and turned it off.
Oh, dude,
You
that
know,
happened.
Dave Smith. Like, I mean, but
Oh,
it's,
really?
I-
I liked it, dude. I watched it all.
For me,
I
again,
enjoyed that one.
I want somebody who's gonna just. I need to see something new. I'm
fair
I'm a
enough.
whore to that.
It-
It's the reason I didn't like the Seinfeld. I
Jay
guess
is
it's that
Big-
kind of
Big
middle
J-
of the road.
yeah, he didn't even write for that. He just went to his old notebooks.
No,
Yeah.
Larry David wrote it, and that's why it was as perfect as it was.
Well,
so I'll stand up for Larry
Ooh,
David
boy.
too.
Wow,
Oh,
yeah.
you don't like Larry David?
I love
either?
Larry David.
All right.
Yeah, no, he definitely. I will say he probably didn't write anything on that special.
Oh no, not for the. I thought you were talking about the show. I'm
Oh
sorry.
no,
I thought
the
you were
show's
talking-
brilliant.
Oh,
the show's
okay.
brilliant.
No,
Have you
Larry
ever?
David did not write for the special.
Have
I
you-
was not saying that.
You want to do something fun? You go watch like my girl, who's a little bit younger than me, but in my demo, you can say, doesn't look like it. Thank God. But because I'm an old creepy fuck. But
yeah. Agreed.
we went. Agreed.
He said agreed.
Touche. We went back and started watching like some old like Three's Company and some old like fucking old sitcoms.
Sanford and Son.
I love Sanford and Son, by the way.
I just love
Fred
Red Fox.
dude, Red Fox is one of the funniest. I've seen. You ever listen to his stand up?
Oh yeah, dude.
He's a nightmare.
Dude, I
He's a
cry.
fucking
I
nightmare.
literally cry.
Dude,
every
that was
time.
Richard Pryor's #1 guy.
Yes, that's right.
That should tell you something. But
Yep.
you go back and watch those old shows, you could not make a single episode of any of those shows anymore.
No,
Not
for
one.
sure.
No, no way.
They're so misogynistic. They're so racially
Oh, my
fucking
God.
just
Charged.
sensitive,
Yeah.
charged. Thank you. They're so bad. Every woman is a whore.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
every
they
dude's
couldn't
a
do it.
slime
That's
bag.
life, right? I mean,
It was in the 70s. at
I
least.
didn't know how accurate Three's Company was until I really dug my heels in, and Jack Tripper
Did
taught
you-
me so much.
Did you hear about when a few months ago they took an episode of the Golden Girls off because I forget which one it was of the Golden Girls. She walked out in a mud mask, and they said it was blackface, but it was a mud mask, like like women put on their face.
It's my girlfriend's favorite show of all time.
It's
Golden Girls?
well, dude.
Sean
Golden-
knows too.
I'm not bullshitting. It's
so
It's
disturbing.
one of the best. I mean, joke for joke, it is seriously hilarious.
I'm going to fight you
Okay, dude.
fervently on this.
All right.
That show is
Fervently.
not okay.
It's great.
It's
dude.
not okay.
Oh, it's
Is
awesome.
it
Before-
nostalgic?
All right, but hold on. Let me finish the point.
I
though.
get the nostalgia. Like Facts of Life is nostalgic.
Yeah, but
I
it wasn't
get
nostalgia
God, I
when
love
it came out. It was present when it came
Obviously.
out.
Yeah.
And I
yeah, but
still
there
think
wasn't
it
a
held-
lot of options.
I still think
Would it have held up
Dude,
today in the YouTube age?
yes.
We didn't even have TiVo back then.
Joke
Like
for
if you weren't
joke.
in front of the TV at those times, you
Just
were fucked.
It was gone.
Hey, listen, if you didn't get you some Hasselhoff on the mark, You ain't getting them.
Dude,
You got to wait till next week
Me and my friends used to call each other when Baywatch came on because it was the closest you got to seeing titties.
to porn.
The
closest you got to
bro.
jerking off at the same time.
Aside from the squiggle porn.
I jerked off. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you jerked off at the same time as your friends. That's why you guys
to
called each
Hasselhoff.
other.
Yeah, we're best friends.
To Hasselhoff. You
Hey,
better not finish before me, bro.
I just came. How about you? Me too.
All right, talk to you tomorrow. I'll see you in algebra.
But my point was that, like, when they got that episode got deleted of Golden Girls, you know who got the most upset about it was black people, because black people were like,
Dude,
listen, they were not doing anything wrong.
Yeah,
the
that's
lady
not what
was
we're talking about.
No, we were talking about.
No, I'm saying black people are like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not what we're talking about.
That's exactly
Yeah.
right.
No, and you would be shocked at the fucking traction Golden Girls has in the black community.
I know.
You have no idea how big this show is. There are whole
It's
Facebook
a great show, Aaron.
pages.
That's why.
No, okay. I'm going down with the ship on this. Fuck this shit. I'm not doing this
easy.
anymore. I'm not doing this anymore.
just
When are you moving, Dave? No, but it's I understand that the cute kitschiness of it. It's the same
Right,
way I
right,
felt
right.
about like Different Strokes and fucking like Sanford and Son. They
Well, I
form,
don't like
you know,
fucking.
What's Happening.
Yeah.
The Jeffersons. Good time. By the way,
I don't like Rick and Morty, and people think I'm weird for
Okay.
that.
Yeah, you can't get a fucking co-host fast enough. This guy's out of his
I
fucking
know,
tree,
but he's
dude.
the only one that'll be here
What
consistently.
kind of
That's
weed
it,
is
I
that?
quit.
What kind of weed is that? But
No,
Jesus
see?
Christ.
We all got our things, is my point,
Okay.
dude.
You just had. Did you hear that? You hear that sound? That's everybody turning this off.
That's
after
fine.
that
Yeah,
comment.
fuck Rick and
Oh,
Morty.
okay, we're done.
How dare you.
Dan Harmon's a god.
Dude, Pickle Rick. It's my favorite.
Dan Harmon is a god,
he's a
and
god.
so is the other guy, Justin
Do you like?
Roiland.
Do you like Community?
I've never watched it.
You never saw the series Community?
No,
Chevy Chase.
I know what
and
it is. I've
Gambino?
never
Okay.
watched it. I actually
You should-
almost started it yesterday.
You-
I didn't yet.
As a comedian, as far as timing and writing and just how the kind of verbal tete-a-tete that
Yeah.
they do in the show, you should
Just
give
check
it
it
a shot.
out. Yeah, no, I will.
It's the timing of, well, they got a bunch of fucking assassin actors, but the timing on that show by virtue of
Okay.
dialogue is really masterful.
See, that's how
Harmon's a
I felt
dope.
about Golden Girls, but okay, but all right.
That's how I felt about Schneider on One Day at a Time. He was a god. He was a comic god.
No, I will. Actually, Community, that I'm so glad you said that, because
It's
somebody
worth
else,
your time.
Somebody
It
else
is.
told me that recently.
It's worth
like
your time.
they're like, as a comedian, you should watch it. And I almost started it yesterday, but I was like, I'm a little
Watched
tired.
another episode of Kill Tony.
No, I was just like, I'm tired. I don't want to start a brand new show when I'm sleepy. That's stupid.
Do you flog yourself like Da Vinci Code and listen to Kill Tony and just hate
dude.
yourself
Yeah,
and
I flog
cry?
myself with
and,
my penis.
hell yeah, brother. Rip it over your shoulder, brother.
Every few months, Dave's like, so I went back to episode 300 of Kill Tony, and I'm just watching them all again.
Oh yeah, no.
What is the fact? Okay, because I like Tony Hinchcliffe. I think he's a great comedian. That show
I have
really is very uncomfortable for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but so is an open mic, bro.
No, I know,
And it's
but,
like an
but I
open mic
choose to.
To the 10th degree.
If I could, I've walked out of open mics. We all have, right? Where it's just like, I can't give anymore.
That's
Like,
when
I
I'm
have-
laughing at their failure. That's my
okay.
favorite.
See, now that's the thing. So that was my
Especially
point.
if it's a friend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you see your friend die on
It's
stage,
the
it's the
best.
best
It's
thing
the
in the world.
funniest,
Which is so antithetical to most things. Like when you go see your friend's band, you want the best, and when they hate it, you're like, "Oh my god, I'm
Well,
so
because
sorry."
a band is 2 hours. you
or
know?
no, well, it doesn't. I
Not
mean, just
even.
even if it's 30 minutes,
Yeah.
That's
it's
a long time to
painful
suck.
30 minutes,
That's a long time to suck.
dude.
But 5-minute
Until
open
you've
mic.
sucked on stage for a full hour consecutively, you haven't lived, sir.
I was in a band, and I've played a lot of places where people were not. They
It'd be
didn't
like
give a fuck there was music.
Giving a girl bad sex for a full hour.
Hmm.
What do you think she would be looking at? The dead
I
doll
would blame
eyes.
her.
The dead doll eyes you'd
It's
be
her
staring at. Well, obviously you've strangled her at that point, but
Right.
so the dead doll eyes makes sense.
Yeah, if I don't get a peep out of you in about 3 minutes,
it's
we're
hard
gonna
to-
have a problem.
It's hard to come.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, the reason
100%.
100%.
It's not happening, bro.
It's just not
No,
happening.
I feel like such a creeper when a girl's quiet.
And
like,
here we go.
you
And
can't
see,
tell.
I knew we were going to cross the fucking lexicon. We're going to get past it, brother. Okay, now we're talking about it. So,
Yep, here we go.
So I dated this one girl, right?
autoerotic asphyxiation. Where do you fall?
I think if you want to go
On
out
the
that
floor.
way, I'd salute you.
Yeah, bro? You
Yeah.
go full fucking NXS on it?
I mean, if you're
David Carradine?
if
Robin
shit's that
Williams?
bad where you want to go out,
Did Robin Williams die from that?
That's what they say.
I don't do.
I don't believe it, but that's what they say.
I just thought he did.
No, they said
I thought he killed himself.
Oh.
Autoerotic fixation would be
When
that it
you
was accidental.
Well,
Oh, wait,
either
no,
way,
maybe-
you
I'm
kill
think-
yourself.
Dude, you know what it is?
But you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's one
yeah,
thing
intention.
if you're intentionally.
Bro, you're absolutely right. What I'm thinking of is that movie he did, Father of the Year.
Oh, that was
Wh-
fucked
Where
up.
his son died of that.
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking of. But I think he
That
died
was
normally.
dark, homie.
Well, for
I love
suicide.
that.
Yeah,
I love
yeah.
I kind of liked it, but it was dark.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, that dude. Talk about a fucking Robin Williams. That was a very particular kind of comic as well.
Like,
Like
what
he
the
was
fuck?
great
Yeah.
until he became a caricature of himself, and then it became too much. The act became unbearable almost. It was weird.
It was
Right,
shit that
right,
I
right.
was.
Well, that's
in
how I
love
feel about
with.
Andrew Schulz. Like it
You
comes.
think it's that pronounced?
Well,
though?
no, but I'm saying like it becomes that predictable and that
Okay, I get
unbearable.
you. I get
but
you.
but with Robin Williams, like I mean, dude, I think about like when I watch videos from like late '70s, early '80s. It's just like that dude was the master at commanding a crowd. Like his energy, like it really seemed like he didn't have shit written. You know he did.
He
obviously.
had all the best cocaine in the world.
But his
guess,
mouth,
dude.
his mouth and his brain communicated flawlessly.
Yeah.
Like he could spit shit out
Yeah.
so
And he
fast in
didn't.
different voices.
He never
and-
even mumbled or stuttered. He like was just. It was just. That was the thing. There was no filter. It was just like from the ether through the mouth, and it was just like, let's go.
Dude.
He was probably
Well,
the best.
A lot
at
of that came up. I know for a fact he talked about it. A lot of that came from him growing up as a single child or whatever they call only child and playing with dolls. So he would always come up with like storylines when he was playing with his like dolls and
weird kid.
toys and like he like did all these different voices for these different things just playing as a kid, and that shit kind of came out.
So there's never going to be a kid like that again because now they're just fucking fully
Looking
invested
on their
in
phone.
electronics.
Yeah. Did you
So
watch
there's never
Social
gonna be-
Dilemma?
I haven't yet, but I've heard it's fucking awesome.
It's terrifying, but yes, it's awesome.
Every
It's-
time I see
it's
it, I'm just
accurate.
like,
I got a
I
10-year-old
get it.
daughter. I
Oh,
got a 10-year-old
you
daughter.
do? Oh,
So
cool.
I'm walking that fine line where you don't want them to be social pariahs and remove all of that from their lives because then they can't interact with their peers.
well, and
But
in their
you don't want them
future-
to not know what's happening in the world because you get ostracized
That's
from
right.
groups.
But
Yet-
in their future, they're going to need the fucking
Dude,
muscle
watch-
memory
if-
to be able to handle this
Amen.
technology too,
Amen.
and the evolution of it. Like,
Well, what I do is throw her in very uncomfortable social situations and make her have to react because that's going to be the lost art of the future. It's going to be how to socially interact when bad things happen. Like for instance, I went out the other weekend, and we all know about the whole Karen and Darren thing happening. And by the way, they've been around forever, so I don't know. This
No
is not a
shit.
new thing.
It's not new to me either.
But
man.
I'm out talking. I'm out with my girlfriend, who I don't know if you knew, but she's a woman of color. I'm out in
think
front
it was
of.
mentioned.
I'm out just once or twice. I'm out in front of El Moro, and I'm actually with Bobbeth Van Noyes, and I'm with another friend of mine, and we're fucking eating. We're having a little bit of appy pappies, and we're fucking drinking and having a good time, and we're relating a story. And me and her and Bobby were all talking about a story we knew of a mutual person we knew. And there was a lot of fuck going on. Fuck and fuck because that person talks like that. That person's like, a fucking ain't, a fucking ain't. And we're doing that at the table.
Right.
And all of a sudden, my girl looks at me. She goes, God, this woman keeps looking back. And I was just like, man, fuck her.
because they're yelling, fuck.
And because I'm not screaming it, but I'm 6
But your
feet
kid's
away
with
from
you?
them. No.
No?
It was all adults.
Oh.
Well, or so I thought. And fucking, we're
Okay.
talking, and all of a sudden, my girl goes, "This fucking bitch." And my girlfriend's from Compton, by the way, so
Fuck
there's
yeah.
there's a layer of blackness you have no idea. But so she notices her turning around and getting up, and they're packing up their shit. And she turns around and like stares at us, and of course, what's my girl gonna do? But it's like, "Is there a problem?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "You're just saying all this stuff, da da da." And this is my point I'm getting at.
Okay.
People have forgotten that you can't just say anything to anybody anytime you want. I didn't grow up like that. I'm sure you guys didn't grow up where you lived in a world where you can say
Respect.
whatever you want to anybody without repercussions. So she turned around and said something, and then my girl was just like, "Bitch, mind your own business." And she goes, "Well, I could say fuck too." I was like, "That's dope. Get the fuck out of here." And she opened her mouth and was like, "Get the fuck out of here." And now I'm screaming. So it's like, "Get the fuck on. Bye. Go, 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 go." And I'm screaming at her in the middle of El
Good.
Moro. And her husband's looking at me like,
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I
Can
gotta
we
live
stop?
with this
Yeah.
whore for 30 years,
Yeah.
and I've tried to kill her, but she won't die.
Right.
She's a cyborg, and fucking, so they take off, and I'm just like, fuck out of here then, bitch. Fuck out of here. She leaves, and I'm like, so anyway. So then I was saying to the
Dude,
guy,
I need to know when you
and
go
I'm
out
like-
to El Moro because I'm just gonna come watch.
and then no, but I'm firmly convinced at this point, and I've talked to Bobby about this too, because he had an interaction with the dude much the same, although Bobby's a lot classier than I am, so he handled it differently. But the point being that motherfuckers don't get told enough about themselves. They
You're
think
right.
that no matter what they do or what they say, they're going to get to walk on.
They're
and
hot
there's gonna be
shit.
no repercussions. It's like that dude you meet at a bar that you know he's never been punched in his mouth.
Right.
And anybody who's ever had the shit beat out of them, they take a moment before they talk
That's right.
to
Yeah,
anybody.
dude.
That's right.
So I know nobody's whooped your ass before.
Right.
Like nobody's ever told you you're a bitch
Just
before.
cocky little shit.
You know, even at 55 or however old she was,
Doesn't
nobody's
matter.
ever
Yeah.
told her to shut the fuck up.
Right.
Not her husband.
Her husband's
not
a
her
bitch.
parents.
Yeah.
How often
Nobody.
do you tell your wife to shut the fuck up, Dave?
I mean, when she needs it.
Right.
Fuck yeah, dude. You know what? She can eat a good left
today,
hook, dude.
I actually I had this couple today, an old couple today, and she was like, "You can box this up for me." I was like, "Okay, I'll bring you a box." And then I brought her the box.
Oh,
and
by
she-
the way, you're at Steamworks.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
can
what
I
the
speak-
fuck does she think?
Can I speak to the maitre d'? I'll be right back.
Yeah, but she was like, "Yeah, you can go ahead and box this up for me, and then I'll take it to go dressing." So I was like, "All right, I'll be right back with this to go dressing in a to go box." And I brought it, and I saw her face; she was not stoked, but she was nice the whole time. And then I brought the box, and then she immediately pushed it over to her husband. I was like, "This bitch has had everything done for
Oh my
her
God.
her whole life."
And you
Dude.
know what the
And
beautiful
she was nice.
Maybe
and
she gives good head.
She has to
doubt
give
that.
her that.
I bet she gives
That's
the worst head
You know what?
and the saddest
I
handies.
bet Aaron's right.
Over
yeah.
the
Sad
pants.
handies.
Over
I'm
the
good.
pants.
I'm
All
good
right,
on sad.
Bad
Bad
eye
head,
contact.
bad head, sad handies.
No
good puss
anal.
though.
No
She's
anal.
got good puss.
No
but
anal.
she got a good puss.
Gives up the ass on your birthday.
No puss.
Fuck you.
No, yeah.
No,
Dude, yeah.
but she'll let you bang other broads as long as you don't
All
tell
she
her.
had to do was dump her
That's cool.
That
lettuce
is cool.
into a box. You want to take a break? I got to piss like a racehorse.
Sure. All right,
Is
we're
that
gonna
all right?
take a quick
We got
break.
time. I checked the clock.
Do you guys
for
have
us.
like break music you play? Like
Yeah.
do 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 do.
No, we play my buddy's hip hop.
We just act like nothing
Fuck yeah,
happened.
dude.
Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
No.
Sure.
Okay. There's a.
I said yes, and he said no.
He's like, no, dude. There's a remix right now with Nas, YG that they remix "Fight the Power," Public Enemy's "Fight the Power." That's pretty hot.
All right,
Just
I'm
like
not
that.
as good as Sean, but I might make that happen.
All right, I don't. See, look, he's not gonna do shit.
I
We'll
want
be
a
back.
cigarette,
It'll be
too.
elevator music.
It's a new day, wake up. Let the sun hit your ass. It's a new day, wake up. Let the sun hit your ass. It's a new day, wake up. Let the sun hit your ass. It's a new day, wake up. Let the sun hit your ass. It's a new day. 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 Wake up. Wake up.
Okay, we're back after some nicotine and a tour of the house and dogs and booze and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, and seltzer water.
Dead hookers.
Brought to you by Waterloo. Ladies and gentlemen, Waterloo.
Is that just seltzer water?
Yeah.
What a mo.
Well, we got comedy tonight.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you guys can't get all tour. Well, you could. Then
Well,
could.
I
then
gotta
you'd,
drive.
then you'd be Dougie Fresco,
Yeah.
who can just be full blackout and
And-
be fine.
I've seen him just eat bags of dicks on stage.
Oh, for sure.
I've seen Dougie show up last minute, get on the list, and just disappoint people. For
Yeah,
8
and then
minutes.
he doesn't show up for 3 months.
Yeah.
After
Well,
that.
yeah, well, he probably has no idea where he is for 3 months. That's the point. He's like witness protection.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
the
for
opposite of
sure.
me. If I do poorly on stage, I want to get that back as quickly as possible because I will just
Agreed.
fester in it. And
Oh,
then
it's-
and if it's a week before I get back on stage, when it's time, I'm so goddamn nervous. Just like
Good.
because the only point in my mind, the only reference point is eating shit,
Dude, and the avoidance of that.
and it's god awful.
It's like striking out 4 times in a game
Yeah,
and
it's
you
the
get back.
worst.
Tuesday,
It
me
Dude.
and Dave both had rough sets. We
Well,
finished.
Yeah, almost every. Oh yeah, dude, I went a minute over my time actually.
Oh boy.
Look at you.
Yeah, I never do that. I'm
You
always
savage.
under.
It's
I'm
fucking
always under.
rude.
It is
I know.
it is goddamn rude.
Guess what? At that mic, I don't care.
Yeah, at that mic, it really doesn't matter.
So you guys got an open mic tonight.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
At the
in
union.
like 30 minutes. Well,
in 30
we're
minutes.
supposed to be there in 30
Yeah,
minutes.
good luck with that shit.
No, yeah.
But
We're on the
do you guys, when you guys go up, do you guys do are you writing, are you trying out new stuff, or are you trying to get back a joke that you thought didn't land right because you didn't do, like, are you
Yeah.
It's all
is it-
that.
A little
or
bit of both.
Do you guys ever go into the bag, like if you're dying, do you ever
Yeah.
reach back in the annals and try to pull out fucking gold?
In my
All of
experience, yeah. But in my experience, the reaching back in the bag, it has to be something you're passionate about. Otherwise, you just eat shit with a good joke, which makes you
That's even
doubt
worse.
everything.
You
You're
doubt-
just
you
like,
doubt
this
your
was
life."
my closer, and it got nothing. Like 6
that's
months
true.
ago, this murdered, and now
So-
I'm dying.
And also to answer that question, there's another variable, which like this weekend we got a big show that Brian and I are both opening up for this big comic that we've been talking about earlier in the episode. And so like we're
chiseling.
We're
now.
gonna work on shit that we've been working on. Like we're gonna try and hone it. You know what I
course.
mean? Like that. So like sometimes it's all new shit. Open mics are to practice new shit for sure.
Right,
But
right.
also they're to hone bits that you know you're about to like perform in front of somebody that.
Well, you
could-
don't want to disappoint that Aztec crowd. Because knives out, homie.
Yeah, exactly.
They get down.
Yeah,
Don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
No.
I was
bitches.
raised redneck. I'm right at home in
You're
Cortez.
so right.
They
at home.
Brian always-
recognize me, bro. They're just like one of us. You know.
Dude, so you want to hear something funny too? The place we're playing at this weekend, last month, we did a show there.
Why don't you plug it?
Well, because it's private property. And
Oh,
I don't know
never
the
mind.
Address.
You
Follow
knuckled-
Comic Uprising.
You knuckle dicks can't come. How's that?
Follow
But
Comic
the thing
Uprising.
is, the owners of the fucking house that we're performing at, and it was cool. Like last month, it was like 75 people. Like there was a good crowd. It was awesome. But like, they tried to fuck like 2 or 3 of the comics,
Yeah.
like the couple that owned the house. Like
We now call it
Swingers.
Cuckold Ranch.
yeah,
Oh, that's
dude. Like
dope.
yeah, like one of them went into the house. The guy was like, "Let me show you the house." And this guy's performing this weekend too. And while he was walking around, showed him the house. He was like, "So you want to see my wife's tits?" And he didn't know what
Fuck
to
yeah.
say. And then like another comic who's gonna be DJing this weekend, he was just talking to the husband, and he was like, the husband was like, "So you want to stay over at our place tonight, dude?"
He clearly
like,
has a type.
like yeah,
The
yeah,
two Native
yeah.
Americans on the lineup.
Yeah. They want a fucking native, is all it is. And they had like Trump like flags
An
everywhere.
NRA flag and a Trump
Oh,
flag.
dude,
Yeah.
it's the
Wow.
funniest place. I can't wait to actually see this place in person, dude.
It was
That's
weird.
sketch.
In the middle of jokes,
It's
you'd
so
hear the
sketch.
Trump flag like whoosh.
But
That's
what
just
what comedy show is
Not
this
unlike
sketch?
a whip.
Yeah, something like
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
my balls tingled
Yeah,
every time.
Of course it did.
Yeah.
That is disturbingly awesome.
It's
I would
weird,
just like
yeah.
to watch it all
It's
from,
what-
It's pretty fun.
from afar
Dude,
through
that's what-
binoculars.
And I'm such a whore for stage time. I was
You don't
like, I
care.
will be there.
You don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
It's like a
It's an
fucking
hour away, no money, in
Cross-
front of a Trump crowd. Yeah, I'll be there.
crosses burning. You know, you don't care. Let's
No,
just
I just
go,
want to do
dude.
my 5.
I
bro.
need to get my material
Get a
in
tight
there,
5
brother.
and get out of
That's
there.
what's up. That's what's up. Good for you, dude.
Yeah,
Hell
Fuck
yeah.
the Grand Wizard, dude. I'm getting my time.
Yeah, I've done the Billy Goat. I've done.
The goat
Yeah, dude. I'll do
Brother.
any fucking place.
with
Yep.
three-fingered Steve and fucking, you know.
Three-fingered-
Yeah, dude. That's
got
a bad
paid.
scene, bro.
I got paid to do the Billy Goat and drink for free all night. Made friends. One thing I learned is if you're doing comedy at the Billy Goat, never say the word Tinder because the whole place shuts down. Just like all of a sudden this guy was like, "Get the fuck off stage." I was doing really good up until that point.
Just
Onto
with
my
Tinder?
onto my closer. I was like, "So I've been doing the Tinder thing." Lost him immediately. And 30 seconds later, this
That's because
old dude
Tinder's
in-
not in the Bible, dude.
Yeah, but this old dude in the front was basically like, "Get the fuck off stage." Like, there's nobody else in the front, by
That's
the way.
super
Everybody's
aggressive.
way in the back
For
of
a
the room.
Tinder bit,
And there's one guy right here, and he's just like,
he has no idea what you're talking
no,
about.
he's like,
That's
he's
what
this
I'm
fag
saying.
with fucking backwards hat and his gauges.
And his gauges, big old fag
It was my
gauges.
dad. It was my dad.
It was your dad. I know. I didn't want to say it. I knew it was. Though.
My dad hates me.
Welcome to comedy.
He does think I'm gay.
Parents
Like,
that hate you.
until I get married and have children, my dad will be convinced I'm gay.
And then he'll think it's a beard.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can't grow a beard, so gotta have it
Wow.
somewhere.
Gotta marry one. Can't grow one, son.
Something like that.
That's
You
what's
gotta
up.
marry a beard.
That's what's up.
I get a big ginger beard.
No.
Do you really?
Mm.
Are you gonna get a big giant ginger bear?
No, but my girlfriend's a
Oh.
ginge, and sometimes she has a bush. So it's like a beard.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
It just
I mean, we
sticks.
could, in winter you get a winter coat.
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
don't
my
want to have
face
to be.
gets cold.
That's hey, did. No, dude, that's I'm really fascinated by, especially we have a town of 17,000 people. You guys have managed to like maintain a comedy scene throughout this entire thing that is Durango. It is, coming from one of the giantess of towns to come here, I was very, very shocked how pervasive this whole thing was. I wouldn't think for a minute there'd be more than 3 guys walking around telling jokes.
Well, thank you.
And
dude.
it just
I mean,
seems like there's 1,000 people walking
There's like
around.
12 to 15.
Just
Yeah,
12.
but- yeah, but-
a
but
little bit less than 1,000.
What you're saying is not wrong, dude. I mean, like, this is a small place, dude, and we've managed to, like, basically for the past 2.5 years at least keep up like an average of like 2 to 3 mics a week, and then showcases with like some big names. Like
We filled up the Henry Strader Theater.
many times.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's
like
what's up.
many times.
Terrifying
like Sean,
experience for me.
I'm sure.
Yeah, Sean,
I worked there for 3 years. It was a terrifying experience for me too. I'm just saying that.
but it is pretty impressive, like what this town has been able to do, man. I mean, they're very supportive of the arts here,
Sure.
which is nice.
Especially the gay community.
Oh yeah,
Dude, we've
Unless
had
you tell
mics
gay
where there
jokes.
are only gay people in the crowd other than the comics, and I am so goddamn thankful for them.
You're like,
No
I'm doing
shit.
all my gay and trans bits tonight.
Yeah, the
guys. What do you
balcony.
think it's gonna move?
We had a mic at the
Oh.
balcony for like 3 weeks to a month, and it was just the lesbian mic. Like, just all lesbians.
Dude,
They
dude,
did not like me that much.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
you probably didn't go over well.
No, it was real 50-50, actually.
It's real 50-50.
Like, he's
No.
talking about his dick again. What a piece of shit.
Dude,
And
we
she's
we
like,
hate those.
Why can't he talk about my dick?
Hey,
Sorry.
I could take mine off, put mine on. Take mine off, put mine on.
Get surgery.
That's hey,
Put mine
whatever, dude. Hey, you know what? We live in a new realm, a new dimension. We are in uncharted territory, gentlemen. We're gonna go post-COVID. We're gonna go no gender, post-COVID. Aliens are coming. This is what's happening now.
Everyone's getting vaccines.
We're living in a new paradigm. Ooh, that's dude. Tell you what.
Fuck you. I don't
Okay.
take a flu shot. Your boy's not
See,
No vaccines.
okay.
What were
This
you
is
gonna say? Your boy's not
this
what?
is-
getting a vaccine.
this is what. Okay, now I'm absolutely with you on that, only because now, granted, there's a reason why we don't have mumps and smallpox and and polio because of vaccines.
Yeah, but
So-
COVID doesn't seem that scary to
Okay,
me.
well, I know. Well, I know. Especially in Durango, it's we
Yeah, I was gonna say,
live in
not
we
here.
live in a bubble, so it's very
100%.
different. But I'm saying I've never had a flu shot either. I don't get sick. I don't do any of that. So I figure, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type
Yeah.
of scenario. That's me. I can understand somebody that's like my mom's fucking 76.
Right.
Like I can and my daughter's 10. Like, but for me, I'm like, there's prior to this happening, there hadn't been a vaccine developed in the earliest was 5 years. So what you're telling me is within the course of a year, you guys are going to fast track all this and human trials and everything, and it's going to be all good.
They'll just test it on Arkansas.
Well,
Hopefully.
I hope so.
Hopefully.
Louisiana
I
and
hope
Arkansas.
so.
Just,
Well, he's moving to Atlanta, so you can go over to that fucking state too and take those dickheads out.
Yeah,
but
just take him
but
to Arkansas
just
to
take-
test him, though.
Just don't mess with New Orleans. You can kill the rest of Louisiana, but I've got a
No, you can
deep
kill New
love.
Orleans, too. Those
Nah,
fuckers
oh,
come to
stop
Atlanta
it.
when the hurricanes come.
Well, they went to
And
Texas.
they
they
come
went
there and they
everywhere,
kill
dude.
people.
In New Mexico, we got people.
After
from-
Katrina, dude, we had an influx of people from New Orleans come.
Them
And-
Cajuns
And they fucking
cooking up them crowd
murdered
ass,
people,
them
dude.
mud bugs. Dude, leave the New
That
Orleans.
sounds racist as fuck, dude.
Mud bugs. That's
I know,
what they call
crawfish.
crawfish.
I know.
Crowdy. It's
But
be-
it sounds like a racist term.
well, it's better than what
It's
they
okay.
call
He's
each
dating
other.
a woman of color.
Thank you. I have a pass. It's better than what they call each other, which is coon ass.
there you go.
That's a real thing.
It is true.
But I wouldn't take that away from those hillbilly inbred fuckers. I love them.
Dude,
They're great people.
I love them too. I wouldn't say they're great
Entertainment
people.
factor.
Super high.
They're
Yeah.
so
Reliability.
Hey,
Pretty low.
Pretty low.
They
Well,
give
it's
you
like
some material,
it's,
too.
It's like Segura said, don't build the wall down on the border of Mexico.
Yeah.
Build it around
Around
Louisiana.
Louisiana, yeah.
It's probably not a bad idea.
I haven't spent much
I
time in
agree.
Louisiana.
Louisiana is cool
It's
as fuck.
fun. It's
I
a fun town.
I
and,
love.
and there's
yeah,
something.
Louisiana's a fun town.
There's a fun state, but New Orleans is a fun town. Baton
It
Rouge
is,
and all
dude.
the outliers are kind of fucking sketch.
Have you been to Baton Rouge?
I've been to Baton Rouge.
I've never been.
It's-
I've only been to New Orleans. to be
It's
honest.
just
It's where horror movies are filmed.
basically. You've seen Hatchet 1, 2, and 3.
haven't
No,
even heard
but-
of it.
Wonderful
I-
trilogy.
I got a pretty good idea what's going on.
Just
yeah.
saying. It's called Hatchet for
Yeah.
Christ's
Is
sake.
Baton Rouge as fun as New Orleans?
No,
no.
but New Orleans.
is a-
There's very few cities on this
something
planet that are as fun as New Orleans.
dude. You're
My-
not lying, dude.
My mom grabbed a what is it? A trans person's penis on stage. That's what
Nice.
New Orleans is. This is where you get drunk with your parents and
Grab a dick.
grab some dick.
Oh.
Anytime you can get a 64-ounce slushy of 151, drink it on the street, fight a cop, put your hand up a horse's butthole, all of this stuff happens.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
Yeah.
And you go to
Yeah.
work the next day. And then a street cleaner comes and they spray down the entire fucking
and
town.
right behind them is a jazz funeral of all these people playing
Fucking
trumpet
ain't right.
and saxophone in the street.
Dude,
like, oh,
tell
this
me that's
person
not
died.
how you want to go out.
Dude,
I want a procession.
I gotta die in New Orleans.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, and you will.
In a hotel room.
I'm
closet.
gonna make that happen
You're
for you,
gonna-
sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
I'm
so
gonna
much.
I'm gonna Facebook stalk you, get you to New Orleans, and murder you in a haunted hotel.
Yeah, 2 years from now, where it's like, do you want to go to Mardi Gras?
Why do you gotta
weird.
say 2 years?
That's
dude?
weird. I don't know. I just
Because that's when the world's
arbitrarily-
going to open back up.
Yeah, well, or end.
Or
I don't know. Come November 3rd, when the results say that
When Trump wins again?
Well, no, when they're gonna say so. This is what's gonna happen. So you're heard it here first.
Biden won.
No.
Trump won't leave.
Trump, no. Well, that could happen too. But
Challenges him
election
to
night,
fist fight.
they're not allowed to count votes till November 3rd in a lot of the key states. So what's going to happen is the first night they're going to have all this crazy coverage, and they're going to say Trump's ahead in all these states. People are going to lose their shit, and then 7 days later they're going to count all the mail-in votes, and it'll flip and say Biden won, and then the Trump people will say that it was rigged.
Right.
There's going to be so much civil unrest,
Chaos,
one
yeah.
way or the other. It doesn't matter. Both of the ends of the spectrum are fucking ape nuts,
shit,
dick,
yeah.
fucking
Slavery and
balls.
flower children.
Dude, which one do you want?
Flower children.
Thank you. Even though they fucking wash yourself, sir.
Yeah, they do stink.
Wash yourself.
I've definitely banged some hippie chicks in the woods.
Ugh.
God
I
damn.
can
dude.
But I was on
Here.
LSD and it seemed like a good idea.
Seemed like a good idea.
Your boy got tested.
I fucked all the holes. All 17 of them. That's what I saw.
Yeah,
when
she
you're
had
tripping
that
balls
many.
for 12
It
hours.
was like,
yeah.
you fucked Krishna. It was awesome. It was like 14 hands. You didn't know what was going on.
14 hands, Cabernet.
That's right.
Buy it live here.
Yeah, dude, 14 hands.
From Green.
From Republic National Distributing.
Dude, I was talking to my buddy earlier, dude, and my dad is from just outside New York City, like 6 miles outside New York City. Grew up a Yankees fan. And
So he's a dick.
No, he's actually. It's so funny you say that because he is the nicest guy.
I'm
My
a
mom's-
Dodger guy, so, you know, we got beef.
My mom's a dick. She was born on Alcatraz Island to a prison guard, and
Sweet.
she's the one that's a dick.
And why are you
But
a comic?
She's cool. Oh, I wonder.
She's
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
issues.
No, but anyway, like my point was that like my dad raised us. We're New York fans. We don't like basically fuck Boston teams.
Boston.
And I was talking to my buddy earlier today, and he's born up in that area, Boston area. And we were just talking shit back and forth about like the Celtics Heat game tonight, and just like talking shit, and like we were just being really mean to each other about each other's teams.
So you're friends.
Yes, and I was like, dude, why can't people talk about politics like this? Like, we are sitting here really, like, railing against each other and hating each other, but hating each other's teams, but, like, we understand why we hate each other,
yeah,
but,
but
like, we're still friends.
Sports
Why
don't
can't-
affect your taxes.
Or your life in general,
Okay,
or
maybe
war,
that's what it
or
is.
They do for some
abortion,
people.
or-
Does
All
the
right.
lack of sports not affect your life? You fucking love sports, right?
I'm a big sports
Dave,
guy.
too.
I've
Yeah.
gotten. I'm an NFL guy. That's my number ones, and everything is a very distant second.
All I care
grew
about
up in
is
LA,
UFC.
so I'm a
Are you a
Laker.
Rams?
I'm a Laker dude. Fuck the Rams. I'm a
Who's your football team?
I'm a
Saints.
New Orleans Saints fan. I've been ride or die.
Yeah, L.A., Louisiana.
That's what I said last time.
Oh, you did.
I've been ride or die, and it's a long story. It had to do
That's
with my
okay.
dad. Blah blah blah. We all have
Fucking-
our, but that's the beautiful thing about sports is it has this like lineage that you did it because like your brother liked him and you loved him.
I used to be a
there's-
Falcons fan because I
That's
wanted
right.
to be black.
There it is, and you wanted to fight pit bulls.
Well,
So,
why do you
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I-
exactly.
I was also a Falcons fan because I wanted to be black, but also because I was born and raised in Atlanta.
Yeah, my brother was a Falcons fan. He thought he was black.
used to
Can we
wanna be
stop
rubbed
talking
off-
about the worst football team on earth?
Oh,
Thank you very
my
much.
God.
Okay.
Don't mention the Saints
Yeah,
again.
don't- yeah, that's-
no.
God
but
damn
but
it. That's what I was
but yeah,
about to
we've all those are the distractions that are required to have a civil existence. They've been doing games of sport. The Aztecs did it. The Romans did it.
Yeah,
This
since
is far
war
beyond-
died down.
Yeah,
It's like
and
you can
this
have-
is a way to entertain
You
ourselves.
can have debates about sports and be heated and hate each other, but it
It's
does
just
not devolve to the fucking level that is currently going on
it's
with
like
politics.
it's like we can talk shit about women, but let me talk shit about your wife, and then it
Okay.
becomes personal.
That's right.
And especially
and
now.
that's
So with
politics.
politics,
it's
it's personal.
It's
Yeah,
so
okay.
deeply ingrained in most of us. Like my family were
That's
like
true.
militant far leftists. Like went to jail protesting. I grew up
Black
in a household
Panthers.
that was like fucking hell yeah, brother. Huey Newton. We grew up in like a super leftist like fucking household. So it's ingrained in me. Now, granted, as I've become an adult, I'm not so pigeonholed, and so I take a step back. I look at everything and listen to everything, and then make my decision.
Sure.
But like even my mom to this day is just like, oh, what do you think about Tulsi Gabbard? Kill her! Like, it's like Jesus! Like fucking there's no quarter.
There's no middle ground.
It's this or that. There's
Yes.
no gray.
It's no gray area. It's black
life,
and white.
And life is gray, and
Agreed.
most of it. And so, granted, I definitely lean left, especially with the current administration. I definitely lean left. I just think there's a humanity lost right now. I don't care about money or taxes or fucking
Do you
this,
have a
that, or
gun?
the other. I own a gun. Do I own a
Yeah.
gun? No, I don't have a gun in my household. But I'm not opposed to it
Right.
by any stretch. I love guns. I love shooting them.
Yeah, you have a
I love
child
looking
as
at
well.
them. I wouldn't be opposed to owning
What
one.
are you saying? He wants to shoot his child?
Actually,
No,
dude, I
it's
almost
dangerous.
shot my kid. I almost shot
with
her.
a
I
what?
shot a house, so
Yeah,
I get
Dave
it.
shot a house. Our friend Jacob
Wait,
Jonas shot
I want to
himself
hear
in the
this
head.
almost shooting a kid.
No, I've thought about buying a gun specifically to shoot my child. No, but I've actually recently, over the course of the last year, I've thought, would it be a responsible thing to do? My child's not a baby anymore. She's shot guns with her grandfather he's a gun dealer.
Okay.
He actually can sell you an RPG. He's like got his Homeland Security license guy.
Armenian?
He's a sick. No,
Okay.
but that would be more cool because he would also have great blow.
Yeah.
So, but like I've thought about buying a gun, and this is recently, and I'm not opposed to it. I don't judge on it. I think it's your right. I would never want to see that right removed.
Right.
By any stretch of the imagination. So I'm again socially I lean left. I would be very interested to look at what universal basic income would look like. I think healthcare for everybody is an important thing. There are things that I think that would be an interesting thing to look at.
Yeah,
But,
especially with this pandemic and the reality
dude.
of people losing their jobs and their livelihoods and their homes. And
Do you know what I just saw today? 40% of all the businesses that have closed since March are permanent closures.
for sure.
So now we're in a position where you have all these people that have incurred debt, that will probably have to declare bankruptcy in one form or another, 11 or 13, whatever you choose to declare. We're looking at something that's going to affect us for generations at this point.
Yeah.
When we're I always call it dead man walking syndrome. There's businesses that are working right now that don't know they're dead yet,
For sure.
but they're already dead. They just don't know it.
Yeah.
And we're going to be dealing with this repercussions of what this has been, the failure, in my opinion. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just my opinion. The failure of what's happened for a very, very long time. And so that being said, yeah, there's faults in both. Like Obama was definitely by no means a perfect fucking president by any means.
Drones.
And
love
lied
that
about
song.
and lied about a bunch of shit too. So straight up, Hillary's a fucking nightmare.
100%.
And I don't expect Biden to come in and fix anything per se. What I need is an adult in the room now. I need a grown up in the room now. I don't need a rash, brash used car salesman. I need a grown up in the room. We need some stability. I want boring. I miss boring. Remember when things were boring?
I want to stop wearing a mask in front of a fucking saute stove. That's
Dude,
what I want.
amen, right?
I'm so sick of that.
This is what's up.
I can't wear my glasses to work.
No,
they fog
no,
up.
because you fog up. My boys are in front of pizza ovens. They're
Yeah.
fucking 600 degrees.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
I was, yeah.
You know, I mean, and I get it, and we're all like contending with that shit. And then you got the other side where it's like, yo, if
They
we would
actually help.
if we would
But
just
old people come here. Yeah.
right, if we were to just knock it all off and do the right thing for a month and a half to 2 months, this shit would be over with. But we just can't help ourselves. We can't.
Well, and Farmington, like my uncle was like, it's crazy.
Charmingdale.
Yeah, it's crazy that Durango's
Charmingdale.
still so crazy about the mask thing, but their kids are going to school. I was like, you don't think there's a fucking correlation? Like,
Dude, I know
Yeah.
my
because
daughter.
you go anywhere in Farmington, you wear a mask, you are the fucking pariah in the room.
See, and this is why it won't go away.
Yeah, exactly.
My daughter goes to school every day,
Yeah.
and I made damn sure that prior to that, me and her mom made damn sure that they were doing the right protocols. And those kids, my daughter wears them, she forgets she's wearing a mask now.
Right. I think we
She'll
all
come
do.
home with a
Yeah.
mask.
That's
Right.
fucked
It doesn't
up,
know.
though, man.
I
Poor
get it,
girl.
but what I'm saying is, that the school understands the importance of
Oh no,
what
it's
this
important.
is.
I'm not saying that.
And-
I'm saying it's important. It's fucked
It's
up
sad.
that she has to grow up.
100%.
Yeah, with
but here
that.
we are. I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah, you're
I can't
right.
weep for that.
You're right. You're right.
I just need to make sure my daughter's protected and her friends are protected.
100%,
the teachers
dude.
are protected. But how important is school and social interacting and all of those things being a child?
Invaluable.
The most.
Invaluable. And how do you ask somebody working 40 hours a week to give up a bunch of work and not make money so they can homeschool their kid?
Right.
We're in a bad spot. But if everybody would just lock it down and do what they got to do for a short amount of time, we would be through this shit. The problem is every time you try to fucking do anything, it's inhibiting fucking some sort of right you have. And little like known fact, like in Massachusetts, there was a fucking huge pandemic that happened 150 years ago. That's state law that all of those fucking citizens had to get vaccinated to be a citizen of Massachusetts.
That's
Oh,
dark.
wow.
We've done this before. We've made it so that the public health is more important than your actual personal
Freedom to
rights.
choose.
And I'm not talking about you getting a vaccine like pushed on you, but what I'm talking about is putting a piece of cloth over your mouth. Stop it.
Yeah.
Be a fucking adult, dude.
Yeah.
Be a fucking adult. We're
No,
not
I
asking
can
you
deal
to
with the
do
mask,
anything.
but my thoughts on the vaccine are very
I'm
scary.
not, dude. I'm not
Yeah,
fucking with that
I'm not
guy.
into it, man.
I'm not fucking with bro. Until there's like 5 years of
Yeah.
it or some shit, and people aren't growing 2 heads
Dude.
and 6 nipples or whatever.
No expedited vaccines coming through my veins, dude. Are you kidding me?
They already
Yeah,
shut
they-
down
and-
AstraZeneca. Tried to put
Yes,
one out, and somebody
exactly.
got sick off of it
No,
immediately.
more than one person. Yes.
And they were like, sorry, we can't do it. It's next
Yeah.
up to bat. And it's
Yeah.
like, yo, man, if y'all want to stand in line and get that, that's on you. I'm
Yeah.
not doing it.
Dude, this got
Tell me how it
hilarious.
feels.
This got hilarious real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Well, hey, man, it's
I
serious.
just played.
Serious
This is real
times,
life.
dude.
Yeah.
No, it can't all be fart and dick jokes, bro.
I just farted.
Not all of us are fucking tucking our tails and going to Atlanta.
Well,
some
I
of
just
us gotta
tucked my
live
tail,
here.
Too. Yeah, that's your fault.
Son of a bitch.
I think this
you know,
is
like you got to think on a car, right?
Dude, I'm just saying.
Okay, all right.
Okay, what we've concluded today is fuck the Falcons. We've all
Agreed.
agreed on
Fuck
that.
Golden
right?
Girls.
Fuck Golden Girls. Right? People that move to Atlanta are goddamn fucking quitters. We can say that
Dave hates Tool.
earnestly. Dave
I
hates
don't-
Tool.
Yep, they're fucking douchebags.
Right?
Blasphemous.
Total blasphemy.
Tools.
But yeah.
I love Tool.
After all this serious talk, we need to go tell some motherfucking jokes.
I
at an
can't
open mic.
Yeah,
wait.
dude, tell some
I'm
jokes.
so stoked for this mic tonight, dude.
Guys, I mean, you guys are going to hear this in the next 30 minutes, so fuck y'all. Otherwise, I would have said go see him. That's
Yeah,
it. But
definitely.
but listen to this because you are right now, and then listen to the whiskey reel.
Yeah.
Damn right. Listen to the fucking
The
whiskey
one thing I
reel.
promote every goddamn week,
He
like
sure
I'm
does,
a robot.
dude.
We love you.
I can't
we
help
love
it
you
now.
for it, man. We love you for it.
Seriously, I wouldn't know about without him, dude. Like he's
And let's keep comedy alive here,
Yeah.
even though you're moving.
well.
Don't worry, I'll toe the line
Thanks
for
bro.
a while.
Yeah. Can we make fun of him when he's gone?
That's all I'm gonna do for the first
Hell
month.
yeah,
I'm gonna do
bruh.
it. I'm gonna do it for his last
Yeah,
month.
and then
Hell
I'm
yeah,
gonna go
bruh.
to Atlanta and make fun of this place.
We're gonna
Specifically, this guy Brian Nystrom. You guys don't know him, but he's a real.
2
Oh, I
months
can't say
later,
that
I'm at
word.
the mic with you.
Dude,
Yeah, I know.
a week after they move,
I
fly
hope
his
so.
wife in to talk shit about him. That'd
Yeah.
be dope.
Okay.
She does that pretty
I
openly.
dare you.
Hell yeah, that's what's
She's-
up.
She might Zoom.
She might zoom.
She's not gonna fly.
She might zoom.
She's
Yeah.
Jewish, dude. She's cheap as fuck.
yeah,
she ain't
I'm
gonna
not
fly
flying
out
her.
here.
Oh, you guys get to do butt stuff.
Oh yeah, we used to, but it's just not as fun anymore.
Now you're married.
Yeah. Dude, Aaron, it was honestly a pleasure to meet
Yeah,
you,
man. Pleasure, man.
It was
no,
so
thank
cool.
you guys. I appreciate it. Letting me come
Yeah,
on and be
dude,
stupid.
thanks for
Yeah,
coming
thanks
on.
for
Fuck
coming
yeah.
on.
That's what's
Listen to
up.
the Whiskey Reel.
Hey.
And first,
Sure.
shout out to our boys Ethan Esparza and the Chava people.
And
for
also
this track.
Sean Moe and Bobby Noyes.
Yeah, they
Sean,
will.
The
Sean
other
Moriarty,
two-thirds.
my flounder Downsy friend, I love you. And my other friend who is a Lothario and a piece of shit, Bobbeth Van Noyes. I love you both.
Drink that for Nets, baby.
All right, peace.
I just sharted.
Everything with cream cheese, orange juice, break fast. I'm out the door to get the dough, speaking to the masses. Hit the road to do a show, microphone madness. Trip easy, cheap sunglasses, straight passion. My third eye active, watching backpacks lead the show, beeping that shit vocally. Hearing me locally, lyrically, know what I'm supposed to be, and I don't got no fear of me. I'm coming for your brain, homie, coming at you spiritually. Stepped into the game, and I knew that flow was slippery, but check my flow though. Turn the whack news to history. Let them do their thing, instead I put them out their misery. And simply put, just got disconnected. Like my boy Big Money, man, this can't be neglected. Grab the mic and check it, coming up in your direction. Gift that I've been blessed with, this hustle is respected and reckless. Poetic mind on the set list, got the groove to match. Everybody step with, still haven't fulfilled a whole vision yet. Life right now still so picturesque. I'm rocking every stage until I get a bigger check. Even though I hate money, ready for a bigger step. Pull the trigger next. Somebody coming at your neck. I could have died today. That's why I'm smoking cigarettes and got precision set of skills. And imagination, creations, innovating with motivation. I'm chasing my goals. Giants that I be racing. I'ma stride through the finish like a 6'5" Jamaican. Beating my chest like, yeah, what my name is. Ink on my chest, what? My homie spray painting. Summer day smoke, skate, PlayStation. He looking down on me and I can't stay patient. I ain't just trying to say shit. Sit back and face this. Real type, I've been smoking instrumental playlist. Chill in the cut. Now these small places, I ain't getting love now, man. Fuck being famous, yeah, they tell me. It's really hard to make it. They don't understand I love being underestimated. Second guess it and I'll take it that you're undereducated. Anyway, this got me thinking about them old records playing. Why? It's filled with soul and it fills my mind. Tail feather shaking while the rhythm takes flight. What I'm doing wrong, I ain't gonna fake right. I don't get no sleep because the music takes night. Nocturnal life with my basement lights. Just roll some nice, keep my drink on ice. If you don't get it once and you don't hear it twice, moving on this beat right here is out of sight. I'ma stay away.